So it was inevitable that Star Wars being bought by Disney was going to lead to a cartoon series on Disney Channel, or in this case, Disney XD, and thus became Star Wars Rebels. So Star Wars Rebels takes place after Revenge of the Sith, not right after, but basically, what life was like during that period point, and I was very satisfied with this show. At first, I didn't want to watch it because it was like, oh, it was Disney XD. Disney XD was a solid channel. I did watch it around this time. It came out. This show came out in 2014, so I would have been 15. I was kind of growing out of it, and I didn't really watch it at first. I just saw like clips from here and there. But when The Force Awakens came out, there was this trailer that came out for Star Wars Rebels where it was Ezra holding a sword similar to Kylo Ren's and Ahsoka fighting Darth Vader, and then I was like, I gotta see this. And sure enough, I was hooked. Now, with The Mandalorian, the thing that was popular is that that show started off really strong, and then its final season was really bad. Here you have the opposite problem where the first season was very slow and forgettable, and then season 2, 3, and 4, that's when stuff really picked up. And why was that? Well, we follow this kid named Ezra who is like an orphan. Picture Aladdin with Jedi powers, essentially. And he finds a group of misfits who join him, which thus becomes a bunch of rebels. For the first half is just Ezra being trained by Canon while they're trying to run away from the Empire. We have other characters appear. Zeb is one that sticks out. He was actually really cool visually and as a character, so I really liked him. Hera and Sabine were other cool characters that I enjoyed in the show. I think over time, when they do the Ahsoka live action series, they do a much better job at developing those characters, mainly Sabine and Ezra for the most part, you could say. The first season is just basically, like I said, Canon training Ezra. Canon hasn't been fully trained yet, and he's just doing the best with what he's got. But then over time, they're both learning together, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, these guys kind of were a little boring at first, and then what made the show get better? Well, that's when they decided to just say, screw it, we're gonna make it about the Clone Wars because Ahsoka comes back and basically helps these rebels. There's even a battle between her and Darth Vader, which was really good. One of the best battles in Star Wars history. I keep saying that over and over. Not the best, but it's a really good one, and I really like that shot of like when Ahsoka fights Darth Vader and like the helmet is broken down. That was really cool, as a visual, but it does kind of overshadow what these characters end up doing because they kind of become an afterthought afterwards, and I do feel a little bad for them. One other thing that I have appreciated is that they grow with the characters. Ezra looks a certain way in season 1, and then by season 4 he looks completely different and he's like fully developed. So I do like those like little details, something that not a lot of cartoons do nowadays, but I'm very happy that they did it with here. I was so happy that we finally got to see Grand Admiral Thrawn, a very anticipated character, and rightfully so. This character was really cool in the books, in the video games, and we finally got to see what he was all about. He wasn't too great, but let's be honest, it was gonna be hard to make him fully develop into this badass when you're on Disney XD. But with what they were able to give us, I'm satisfied. It was also cool to see other characters from the movies such as Lando, Leia, Darth Maul, even Saw Gerrera, who will appear in Rogue One, which I'll review very soon. Um, so there was a really cool who's who of who's in the show, and by the end of it, I was very satisfied. It is a rough start, and unfortunately, when it becomes the Clone Wars, it just basically becomes that. But at the same time, you know what? I was very happy with it. There was a side of me that believed Ezra was gonna turn to the dark side when he was holding a sword similar to Kylo Ren's, and luckily that's not what happened. Essentially, Ezra was what Anakin could have become had he had the right people aligned with him. And that is actually a kind of a cool concept to look at. What would Anakin's life look like? And Ezra did a good job at portraying that. Because in the beginning, Ezra was kind of dull and boring, and over time, he became one of the best characters in the saga. And yeah, it's very limited with what it was able to do with it being on Disney XZ, but you know what? They still got the story right. They brought a little bit more of that Star Wars magic back. And this was, I believe, the first project that Star Wars released once they were bought by Disney. We still, up to this point, haven't gotten to The Force Awakens, which is coming up very soon. I was very happy and I was very confident that they were going to do some good things, and they did. Not the greatest show, but still an enjoyable one nonetheless. I'm giving the show a B. Um, I think realistically, we all just wanted to see the Clone Wars wrap up, which we eventually got on Disney Plus, and yeah, I can't really get mad at this. Solid entry into the Star Wars saga, so I can't really complain about that. Tomorrow's review is gonna be something that never gets talked about a lot, but I'm very happy to be able to be the one to talk about it, and that is a movie by the name of Fanboys, taking place in 1998, months before Star Wars: The Phantom Menace comes out. It's a very underrated movie, and I cannot wait to talk about it. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with Fanboys.